Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Last time we had a bit of a weird scene with Kumine Sachi, where she, due to her taking things literally on an advice from Yuuji, the next day met in underwear. Risky underwear, nonetheless. After that, we, as Yuuji Kasami, heard strange noises coming from the school's garden and found Michiru trying to convince us that she was not friends with a cat that she had named Kitty Meow. Let's continue now. Habits are persistent things. Even when your circumstances change, they tend to stay with you. Take meal times, for example. I eat at 7 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon and 7 in the evening. If you know the time, you know how full my stomach is. My sleep patterns are even easier to understand. Unless I'm working or I have something to do, my eyelids naturally grow heavy after 10 p.m. and I'm asleep by 11 p.m. at the latest. Even if I don't set an alarm, my eyes open on their own every morning and usually find the clock reading 4:45 a.m. After spending 15 minutes half asleep in bed, I slowly rouse myself and apply the eye drops I keep cool in the refrigerator. Next, I drink a bottle of oolong tea, replenishing the fluids I lost through sweating in my sleep. A quick check of the weather outside my window and I change into my sweats and head out for my daily run. These are more rules than habits for me at this point. Today, as usual, I alternated jogging with wind sprints, responding to the echo of the drill instructor's whistle inside my head. But at this very moment, outside my empty dorm room, a far from routine incident was beginning to take shape. I was heading back to my room after my run, planning on a quick shower and some breakfast, when I noticed something unusual. Suou Amane was skillfully moving her slippered feet down the stairs, careful not to make the slightest sound. The instant I saw her movements, precisely those of an agent on an infiltration mission, I instinctively hid myself in the shadows. I'm now watching her every move. Suou Amane. That woman. Could it be? There's a cold, sticky sweat on my forehead, and it's not the product of my daily exercise. Am I her target? Amane is holding a key in her right hand. Glancing cautiously around her surroundings, she moves to my door, takes great care to unlock it with a gradual silent movement. Just as I thought, it's my room. I consult my watch. It's still early morning. There's only one reason to sneak quietly into a man's room at this hour. Assassination. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe that Suou Amane is an agent working for some unknown organization. But now that I think back, there were a lot of things that didn't make sense. She was aggressively friendly to me our very first meeting, never showing a hint of embarrassment at pushing herself onto me, and yet she's never shown any particular interest in my past. Just how convenient is that for me? Her lack of interest in my past makes sense if she'd already received an overview of my background. At a glance, she's just your typical horny big sister role player, but that could be a front hiding a killing machine, a woman who takes lives as naturally as she draweth breath. I hadn't read her that way, but that's probably because I let my guard down. Unbelievably sloppy. If my master was alive, she'd knock me on my ass for this one. A convenient woman like that is obviously too good to be true. But even as I reproach myself, my chest is burning with bitter sadness. Oblivious to my silent regret, Amane eases my door open and begins to inch her way inside. Good morning. Amane speaks in a whisper, probably a safeguard against the possibility that I'd awoken earlier than she expected. When there's no response, she continues to move into the room. I quietly follow, concealing myself in the shadows to avoid alerting her to my presence. Huh? He's not here. Where did he go off to? Of course she finds my bed empty. Amane looks around the room quickly, and after a moment opens the door to my bathroom and pokes her head in to continue her search. What exactly was she planning to say if I had been taking a shower? Ah, what the heck? So much for my thrilling wake-up kiss. Say what? Wait a second. Suou Amane. Did you seriously sneak in here for that idiotic... No, hold on. Could she have noticed my presence? Is this all just a masterful farce? Suou Amane, you're one hell of a woman. Very well, let's see just how long you can keep up this little act. But seriously, what a bleak room. Mind your own business, I'm working on it at my own pace. And yet it's still cluttered somehow, clothes all over the floor, a half-empty bottle of oolong tea just sitting there. They're going in the laundry later anyway, and I was going to finish that after my run, okay? I can't take this anymore, let's just take care of this. She's finally ready to lay her trap. Or not. Amane picks up the bottle and starts to gather my scattered clothes from the floor. Huh? Is this just laundry he didn't bother to fold? For some reason, Amane unfolds the clothes in front of her face, burrows her nose into them and begins inhaling their scent. It smells like detergent, but... there's this weird stink too. Suou Amane, are you a dog? Ah, crap, this scent is actually kind of nice. Or rather a bitch in heat. Are you a pervert, Suou Amane? Hey, what now? Why are you staring at my bed? Wait, you... Don't tell me. Hiya! Hiya yourself. Did you seriously just jump onto my bed? Ah, it totally smells like sweat. And now she's pressing her face into my sheets and snuffling loudly. Ah, jeez, so smelly. Man, stink is too good. Don't stick your face in my bed. Don't shake your ass around. Don't stick your face in my bed and shake your ass around. This girl really is a dog in human form. Ah, this is bad. I'm getting a little bit dizzy. You press your nose against the covers and inhale over and over. Of course you're going to get lightheaded from lack of oxygen. More importantly, is this what I think it is? If I'm reading this correctly. Yuuji-kun, you can't. This woman is in fact a horny big sister roleplayer. You can't. Yuuji-kun, stop. Restrain yourself. Allow me to correct myself. This woman is, in fact, a sex-crazed maniac big sister roleplayer? Drunk on the man stink that's apparently lingering in my bedsheets, Amane wiggles her body, breathing roughly through her nose. But watching her shameful display, I feel more relieved than anything else. At the very least, there's no assassin this stupid. Now that I think this over calmly, there's no way anyone would arrange such an elaborate assassination for me. A traffic accident would be more economical, and the cleanup after that fact would be much less troublesome. All that sudden ridiculous tension I've been filled with leaks out of my mouth. At this point, I finally notice that I'm very thirsty. Moving relatively quietly, I open the door to my fridge and retrieve a large bottle of sports drink. I twist the cap off and drink directly from the bottle, gulping down a mouthful of cold liquid. As the chill soaks into my parched throat and the electrolytes course through my strained body, I realize just how worked up I've been over nothing. No, not there. You can't. Within her fantasy, I have apparently begun to reach my hand towards Amane's underwear. She's very concerned about this for some unclear reason. At this rate, I'm going to get a real show free of charge. What to do? Maybe the gentlemanly thing would be to go back outside, then noisily pretend to return. With that thought, I start to return my drink to the fridge, but just as I separate my mouth from the 2-liter bottle, the liquid inside sloshes around vigorously, making a surprisingly loud sound. Who's there? Unfortunately, that sound shatters Amanda's delusion just as she began a slow, inviting wiggling of her hips. She springs up out of the bed, her eyes wide open. Yuuji-kun? There's no time to hide. I'm standing there with a sports drink in my hand, staring at Amane, and she's staring right back. How long have you been here? For a while now. So, How long is that? What was the first thing you saw? If I honestly tell Amane that I saw the whole thing, she might be hurt. Maybe I should be considerate and tell her I didn't see anything, but at this point that would be way too barefaced to a lie. So the middle ground would be to say I only saw the last part? Question mark?
Let's see. I think it was, you can't, Yuuji-kun, or maybe stop, restrain yourself. What's wrong? You're sweating like crazy. You want some of this sports drink? I already took a swig, just so you know.
Isn't watching quietly kind of cruel?
Why? Should I have sung a song to help you get in the mood?
What? Gee, no. Why? No! Her legs buckling underneath her, Amanda drops to the floor with a thud, covers her face with both hands, and breaks down in hysterical tears.
Look, I'm the one who should be screaming here.
Coming back to your room to find a woman wiggling around in your sheets? I don't remember learning an appropriate response to this particular scenario. No way. I can't be a bride anymore.
Look on the bright side. At least you noticed me before you started rubbing my pillow between your legs, right?
That's not remotely close to helping. Wah!
Hey, Amane?
Amane pushes past me and runs away screaming, still hiding her face in her hands. Although from the state of her ears, I can infer that it's bright red.
What am I supposed to do with this woman?
It's hardly that big a deal. But apparently, I'm the only one that thinks so. A good hour later, it's time to go to school, but Amane has locked herself in a bathroom and shows no signs of emerging. Hey, Amane! What's the matter? Your tummy hurt? That's not it. Just leave me alone. You got diarrhea? A morbid dysentery? No, I just want to be alone for a while. Oh, so maybe it's not coming out at all? You're constipated? I said that's not it. Just go away. Sorry. Your period? I'll get the medicine, okay? Listen, I said you're wrong. Huh? Then it's not coming at all? Don't tell me you're giving birth in there. I said that's not it, goddammit. Well, the exact details aren't my business, but it seems that Makina's persistent siege eventually convinced Amane to leave the bathroom. Jeez, we're totally running late because of Amane. We gotta get a move on or we won't make it. I said I'm sorry.
Don't be too harsh. Amane has her reasons.
Sorry, Oni-chan, we kept you waiting and all. Come on, Amane, you apologize too. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. This is almost my fault in a way.
Forget almost. This is your fault. What exactly happened?
I'll tell you when you're a little older, Makina.
Don't ever tell her. Take it to the grave. I'm begging you. You can practically see the question mark floating over Makina's head as she tried to get a grasp on the situation. Meanwhile, Amane seems to be trying to get through this by force of will alone. The three of us leave the dorm and begin to run towards our classroom.
What's wrong, Makina? You're falling behind. Run!
Jeez, I hate running. Amane, you dummy! Look, how many times do I have to apologize?
Alright then, Makina. I'll teach you a wonderful song that makes running more enjoyable.
Song? What's that? What kind of song?
It's called a running cadence. At my old school, we sung these all the time when we had to run. Repeat after me, got it?
Yeah!
Suou Amane is a bitch in heat.
Suou Amane is a bitch in heat.
Rolling around in a man's bedsheet.
Rolling around in a man's bedsheet. But wait, this song...
Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for me.
Good for me.
Good.
Good. Kya, stop! Huh? Why? It's fun.
Well then, shall we take a leisurely walk and sing some nice nursery rhymes instead?
Don't even think about it. You'll make things even worse. That can't be easy running like that. Although I'd been considerably trying to turn the whole incident into a joke so that we could laugh it off together, things didn't wrap up that neatly. Makina enjoyed the cadence call more than I expected, and when she got Sachi to join in a loud chorus during PE class that day, our classmates naturally started asking about the lyrics. Amanda's response was to hang her head deeply and vaguely mumble, I don't even care anymore. The smile on her face at that moment was truly hollow. Come on, we decided to do this as a group. You're in too, Yumiko, got it? The moment I leave my room, I'm met with a shrill voice from the lobby. I didn't have any part in this alleged decision. Even so, would it kill you just to go, if you insist? Every once in a while, just to be nice? If every once in a while is enough, that means I can choose to decline today, doesn't it? Will you stop picking at my words? From what I can gather, Michiru's trying to drag Sakaki into some sort of group event.
So, do those two dislike each other after all?
I ask Amane, who's watching the fight from the sidelines, to clear up a point of confusion. I wouldn't go that far, but you know their personalities kind of clash.
I see.
Michiru tries to bring things together as everyone's leader, while Sakaki avoids excessive contact with those around her. It's only natural that these two would come into conflict pretty frequently. Let me be honest, at my age I can't get very excited about the idea of playing dollies with you. What? Look, if you keep this up I'm gonna get really mad, okay?
That's so. Feel free. Maybe I'll show you a thing or two.
Wave that thing around all you want, it's not like I'm scared or anything. Judging from the way she isn't backing down, even with that box cutter in her face, Michiru's gotten a little heated herself.
Shouldn't we stop this?
Probably, though these two do argue all the time, but Makina's starting to get scared. Oh. I look down to find Makina hiding behind Amane's back, watching the scene fearfully.
If you want, I can try and calm them down.
Not necessary. We got a powerful demon lord on our side.
A demon lord?
Alright, Sachan, you're up. Certainly. And so the fearsome demon lord, or rather Sachi, slowly advances toward her prey.
You crazy? Sachi's obviously not cut out for this role.
I thought you'd say that.
No offense to Sachi, but when it comes to stopping an argument, I think you'd be more effective, Amane.
Yeah, so you'd think. But it's actually quite the opposite.
There's a precedent?
Yep, I think this happened pretty soon after we'd gotten to the 5 members we had before you arrived. Something very similar happened, and I did try to break it up, but in the end these two kept fighting as hard as ever. So I tried asking Sachi more out of desperation than anything else, and then...
She pulled it off?
Yep, and with real bang. Makina and I couldn't believe our eyes. Sachin was so awesome back then.
This is a little hard to swallow, honestly.
Well, just keep watching. You'll get what I mean.
Seeing is believing, is it?
Michiru-sama? Sakaki-san? What do you want, Sachi? I'm kinda busy right now. Same here. If there's something you need, save it for later. I'm sorry, but this is a request from Amane-san. I'm afraid later won't quite work. More importantly, how about you put that dangerous thing away already?
How about you reassess your way of thinking first?
Excuse me? I have something to discuss with you two. You're making everyone worry. Could you please stop this fight? Look at the bear. Oh my god. come on, Sachi, we weren't really fighting or anything. Right, Sakaki-san? Yes, of course not, Matsushima-san.
What the hell is that? She just asked them, and she did a crappy job of it.
And yet, the effect was immediate, wasn't it? True, the wind has completely gone out of Michiru and Sakaki's sails. I'm sure Sachin's making a face at those two, don't you know? What's with the Hiroshima accent of all of a sudden? I see, so this is the nature of demonic powers.
Hey, Michiru.
What? Seeking further details, I capture Michiru as she totters away from the scene. What do you want, all of a sudden?
Why did you stop arguing just now?
Huh? Oh, you obviously hasn't seen Sachi get serious yet. You wouldn't be asking otherwise.
Sachi has a serious mode?
Yeah. You've heard the saying, if looks could thrill, right?
I've heard if looks could kill, at least.
Yeah, that's another variation. Sachi's serious is exactly that.
In other words, when Sachi needs to, she can fire a glare powerful enough to kill?
Exactly. Those eyes have 100,000 horsepower at a minimum.
Michiru continues to mumble to herself as she sits down on a nearby sofa.
Kumine-san is just too much for me to handle sometimes. Sakaki, for her part, is unusually pale in the face. And this right here is the reason Sachi is our class rep, despite the fact that she looks the most timid out of all of us. Because this place is basically a gathering of students with very strong personalities. That role needs to go to someone who can make everyone else shut up and do as they are told when it's necessary. And the one who can do that is Sachan, not me, as you can see.
So it seems.
Sachan is always saying certainly as she obediently takes on our requests, but for us, that world feels literally true. When Sachan says it really does mean that the problem will definitely be solved.
You really place a lot of trust in Sachi's abilities.
For sure, if you get Sachin mad, I don't think it'd be pretty, you know. Roar and all that.
It seems like I may have been underestimating Sachi. Hey, Sachi.
Yes?
There's more to you than meets the eye. That was pretty impressive.
Thank you very much. Alright then, it looks like Sakaki-san is in a cooperative mood now, so let's go ahead and start the board game tournament.
Have fun. Don't worry about the noise. I'm the type who could sleep next to train tracks.
What are you talking about? You're not going anywhere, Yuuji-kun.
What?
Like I said, everyone's playing, which obviously includes you, duh. I was drafted into this against my will myself. You see where I'm going with this, right? That's how it is, right, Sachin? Indeed. They'd been going at it like cats and dogs just a moment ago, but all of a sudden it's an utterly united front. Might be a little late in the game to realize it, but I seem to have ended up in the pretty troublesome school. I'd love to know what kind of board games they were playing. No matter how many times I've done it, whenever I mix solution A with solution B, my hands tremble. Oh, just imagine the throbbing pain in my scalp makes me want to cry, but if I don't do this, the color won't stay this beautiful blonde. It burns with the fire of 1,000 suns, but it must be done. Michiru, I shall overcome. Alright, dab on the cream to protect my skin first. Here we go. Now to put it on my head. Although it's not uncommon to hear someone who acts in a bizarre or stupid ways derided as a space alien, as a general rule, the aliens I've seen in movies possess advanced intelligence surpassing humanity's. In some, they are even depicted as virtual gods manipulating genetic sequences to control human evolution. Do aliens exist? If you ask scientific authorities on the subject, they'll tell you, in all likelihood, yes. But just as children's eyes begin to sparkle, the scientists tack on a malicious afternote. Not that they're anything like what you're thinking. Even if we do find some alien water flea wriggling around on a distant planet, I can't imagine it will inspire too passionate a response from the general public. The people don't want a rip-off like that for their ET. What they want is a simple, by-the-book alien. Although I have experienced a wide range of auditory stimuli in my time, this is quite the ear-splitting shriek. There's a considerable distance between me and the source, so there's no damage to my eardrums, but if I had to approach, I'd need to prepare myself for a pretty decent set of earmuffs. Compared to the 120 decibels produced by the engine of a civilian aircraft, this is no match in pure volume. But when you consider the sheer unpleasantness factor, it's a pretty competitive match. Here we go again.
Again? Mind explaining what's going on?
Well, that's the sound of Qa'Rajh's ceremony. Once they start, it keeps going for a while.
How long is a while? Several days? Weeks?
It's not on that scale. Even Spain's Tomato Fest Festival only goes for an hour, you know. Anyway, it's long enough.
What exactly is that woman doing, other than shrieking like a banshee?
I don't know that either. The Qa'Rajh's an alien theory seems most probable. I guess you need to yell like a freak in contact with to get in contact with Mothership. Well, it's kind of a ritual.
Communicating with the stars, eh? I see. Plausible. That woman is definitely a little out of the ordinary.
Yep, just a little bit. Especially the confronts of her cranium.
I don't think you should necessarily talk.
True. I shouldn't talk necessarily.
I am somewhat interested in the nature of this ceremony. Let's take a look.
I don't want to see Qa'Rajh like that, so I'll pass.
Like that? Like what exactly?
I can't explain it with words. You'll have to see it with your own eyes.
I'll see. Then I'll do just that. As I approach Michiru's room, I notice a strange stench in the air. This is foul. Some kind of gas? The membranes of my nose twitch in response. My body recalls the tension it's known in the field. I was trained to retain the capacity for action in a cloud of tear gas, but the irrepressible coughing and running in nose, the pain in your eyes, the irritation of your skin will always lower your effectiveness. No, my mistake. This isn't gas. I thought it might have been dispersed pepper spray, but that seems to have been a misjudgment. The odor is terrible, but it's not dense enough to affect my... What's this? The ceremony Machina was talking about?
It hurts! It hurts!
It hurts? What's that supposed to mean? This ceremony, don't tell me it involves human sacrifice.
When you think of human sacrifice, the Mayan civilization is what comes to mind. In order to offer tribute to the god of the sun, it said they would print a human being blue and gouge out their still beating heart. But ceremonies like that should have been ancient history by now, and in the first place, we're in Japan here, you know.
It's hard to believe, but if Michiru happens to have painted her body blue, then it's a bingo. What? She emerged? I immediately tumble my way across the hall with a skillful shoulder roll, hide myself in the shadows, and silence the sound of my breath. In this moment, I know fear. Not the fear of death or the fear of darkness. This is, in fact, a variety of terror completely new to me. To explain its nature concisely. What the hell is this? Michiru's body was not, in fact, dyed blue, which is all well and good, but rolls of cling wrap are draped all around her head, as you can see here. From inside, a mysterious sap drips out in globs. Just as Machina said, Michiru's eerie, irregular movement are reminiscences of a space alien. This must be the particular variety of terror that accompanies a close encounter with the third kind. If I'm discovered, all bets are off. It's that sort of fear. Ow, ow, ow. Michiru wanders around the hallway with vacant eyes. Her cries are truly bizarre. Is she receiving a message, or could that shriek itself be her transmission to the stars? Even the cheapie's going crazy. Michiru draws near. Her lips are trembling violently and her eyes seem to have rolled back in her head. She passes my hiding space and wanders off somewhere. It's been a long time since I wished so desperately from the bottom of my heart, please don't find me. She left a slimy trail behind her, like a slug. I'd thought she was nothing more than a tsundere wannabe. To think she'd conduct such a mysterious ritual. Clearly I need to handle her with more caution. What on earth are you doing lying flat on the ground in a place like this?
If it isn't Sakaki, let me ask you instead, what are you doing standing up like that? As for me, I was just taking evasive action in response to a certain crisis.
A crisis? That's so. Sounds rough. I stand up, brushing off the dust of my clothes picked up during my roll across the floor.
Incidentally, what are your thoughts on extraterrestrial life? I know it's a difficult question, but I want to organize my own thoughts on the matter. Please let me hear your opinion.
Sakaki answers my sudden question without hesitation. Let's see, next year I expect a battle against the stars will be getting underway.
What?
The first contact from outer space arrives in an unexpected way. First come the omens, then the moment of their arrival. Driven by fear of the unknown, humanity's caution triumphs over its capacity for understanding. The result? People choose to take up arms, also they can sleep better at night.
A battle for survival, huh? Sometimes there's no room for any other choice. And there's an old saying, the first blow is half the battle.
But then again, in Napoleon's words, the battle lies in the last 5 minutes.
I see where you're going with this.
The war of the world ends in a defeat of the human race. Choosing violence as an escape from fear is our final mistake. Or so the novel wraps things up.
Novel? Oh, we were talking about a book?
Of course we were. What do you expect me to say when you ask me about aliens out of nowhere?
I see. My bad.
It's not really a problem. However, please try to refrain from crawling your way through the hallway from now on. Crawling, is it? True, the low crawl they teach every SDF grunt is a method of advancing with your body pressed flat on the ground, so it's not surprising you'd see it that way. But I didn't advance a single meter. Nor now did I. Your powers of observation are still lacking, Sakaki Yumiko. My friend, that is what we call the prone position. Is it true that we'll be having a War of the Worlds next year?
Oh, it's Sachi. What? You were listening?
I'm sorry, I didn't intend to eavesdrop, but I happened to overhear. Sachi's anxious expression suggests she took my conversation with Sakaki completely seriously.
I'd say that depends on the contents of Michiru's reports. If she really is sending transmissions into space, their contents will decide our fate.
Michiru-sama is in communication with the galactic community? I wasn't aware.
Humankind ravages nature and slaughters innocent animals to eat their corpses. If the aliens learn of our savage ways, we won't get off easy. If you want, we can go watch the crucial moment together.
Yes, please allow me to accompany you. Ow, 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 ow.
There, you see? Hey, careful, get any closer and you'll be in danger.
Wah! Although this isn't the first time I've seen her like this, it's shocking as always.
Listen, observe with caution. Can you see how her eyes have rolled back?
Yes, they have indeed.
Probably a sign she's under the control of the mothership.
The mothership? Kasami-san, your powers of perception continues to amaze me.
Well, it's only a hypothesis for the moment.
Hin! What is this? Her body is twitching rather violently.
She may well be fighting with someone in the spirit world, but in the end we're merely spectators. We can do nothing but watch over her battle.
To think Michiru-sama was in such a terrible predicament all along. I was utterly ignorant of her struggle. Then again, we can also interpret this in a very different way.
To be specific?
That's a dance.
A dance?
At a glimpse, it may look like she's going into convulsions, but there is also a possibility that she's simply working on her moves.
Practice for a liquid dripping from your head dance. Michiru-sama, your style is quite unique.
If you think of it as a modern dance expressing her inner self, I'd say this is actually pretty spot on.
But I must say, I had no idea she was an expert in the field. I haven't seen her dance particularly often.
Amane didn't pick up those cooking skills in a day either. Expertise is the result of a hidden dedication to her craft. In other words, Michiru is sowing the seeds here and now for the future flowering of artistic accomplishment.
Hin! Oh, wow, 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 wow.
What a desperate face. I'm filled with admiration for Michiru-sama's dedication. I can't wait for the day I can see your beautiful modern dance bloom.
Hey, you two look pretty friendly. What are you doing?
Shh, keep it quiet.
We are just appreciating Michiru-sama's dance rehearsal. Dance? Let's see. Hin, 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 hin. Ah, it's just a normal routine. That time again?
Doesn't it just bring a tear to your eye?
Well, I guess, but it's also kind of freaky, so I think I'll be going now.
Don't you understand the magnificence of these movements? The steps express the terror of an invasion from outer space. Truly avant-garde.
What steps? She's just writhing in pain.
Philistine, to think your frigidity would extend to the fine arts as well.
Hey, hold on, Edwin. What's as well supposed to mean? I'm not frigid.
Oh, really?
What the heck? Amane-san has taken her leave.
What a sad human being. Can't even appreciate this work of art, or whatever it is, and so I'm basically just making up stuff here.
I see.
Okay, we bored yet?
No, I'm still willing to continue watching.
I see. You're passionate. I'm bored. Frankly, I got bored about 2 minutes in.
Is that so? In that case, I think I will restart my cleaning. Please excuse me.
Good work. If you observe any dramatic changes with Michiru, make sure to report them to me.
Yes. As I'm leaving, it occurs to me that Michiru's movements are also similar to those of a zombie. If that woman is in fact one of the undead, I suppose I'll have to put a bullet in her head. Compared to walking the earth as the living dead, I'm sure she would want it that way. And with that, we'll end the episode here, and we'll take whatever comes in the next episode next time. So until then, take care.